Antonio, I want to go back to the history of Altos Las Hormigas because I think, you know, a lot of people forget that actually when you first came here in the 90s,
Yes.
you really took a chance on Malbec. Malbec was not something that was well known at the time. Tell me what that experience was like when you first came here and why you took a chance on Malbec.
We did. It was me and Alberto Antonini back in 1995. We arrived to Mendoza, the month of August of 95. So winter time here. Mendoza was fascinating to us. We felt a connection as Italians coming here. We immediately felt that there was something connecting us to this place, and something that we did not know, but that was actually here. Alberto is 9 years older than me. He has an amazing experience, and already back then I trusted him completely. And Alberto in 95 tasted some Malbecs that were kept in the back of the winery of some very good producers, and he said, "This grape is amazing. This is gonna sell like hotcakes." So we went for it. I was 26. I was 26. Yeah.
And how was the experience of going for it? Was it a challenge?
So at 26, you don't know fear. Something I cannot say now, 27 years after, but you don't know fear. You feel passion. You trust your friends, the people that are with you. And we felt that there was something here, something that the world would appreciate. We had no doubts about success.
Okay, excellent. And you did have great success. So Altos Las Hormigas really was one of those wineries that put Malbec on the map internationally. I know that you were one of the first to export Malbec to the US at a premium price.
Yes.
And you've had, huge success. But tell me about the evolution of Malbec, because also we've seen Malbec change a lot since those late 90s.
Yes.
What is your perspective of how Malbec has changed in that time?
So, there is always a market, an outside reality. Both the industry, the local industry is an outside reality. The market is an outside reality. And then there are the players that makes this reality. In 95, there was no market for Malbec. We can say that. There was, in Buenos Aires, people that would want a good bottle would go for Cabernet. And internationally, there was no Argentine wine whatsoever to be found in the United States or in the UK. Nothing, really. So, since then, a lot have changed. In the early 2000s, Malbec really became a big success. With big success, also there is a kind of a standardization where many big players make a wine that they think it's easy to understand. So Malbec became perceived as that style. Basically, a style that is very easy to understand. A style that is very easy to understand, also consumer will get bored very fast. So, as we did love fruit-driven wines when we first come here, with the years, we realized that we wanted something more. After 10 years, after 15 years that we've been here, we realized that we wanted something more. And I think we were not alone. Everybody talks a lot about themselves, but mostly we forget that we've always been part of a movement, part of a group of people that, with slightly different takes, but they've been going in a similar direction. So I feel that 10 years ago, there was the beginning of a shift toward more attention to origin, toward wanting wines that went a little bit beyond the grape variety character. And we've been working 10 years toward this goal, and I think that Mendoza today is in a different phase, and it's still doing very well on many markets because of that, because of the many smart professionals that are here, and because of how it has evolved beyond just a grape variety and the expression of a grape variety.
Excellent. And actually, I love that it's a great topic that you brought up, because we're tasting your appellation wine, and you have two appellations at the moment, Guaitallarí and Altamira. Tell me about how your discovery of these appellations and their different expression of Malbec has been, and how for you envision Guaitallarí Malbec versus your Jardín Altamira.
I mean, Guaitallarí and Altamira, or Paraje Altamira, are now start to be really recognized by many wine experts and even the most advised consumers as very special places within Mendoza. And this by itself is an amazing achievement, because we see this happening, and I think we are all very excited about this recognition. We are still at an early stage. Obviously, Guaitallarí is a bit higher than Altamira, and has a different soil profile than Altamira. But I think that both places have a character that we just now start to discover. I always discuss with my friend Pedro Parra, that works with us here. I say to him, look Pedro, Altamira for me is Barbaresco and Guaitallarí is Barolo. Pedro, of course, is much more knowledgeable than me in terms of terroir and what it can impart on wine. And he said, no, Antonio, Guaitallarí is Serra Lunga and Altamira is La Morra. So this is where our discussions stand for the moment, you know.
Excellent. And then the kind of future of Altos Las Hormigas, as I understand, is going even deeper into your single vineyard. So you have your Jardín Altamira, and you're next year going to be releasing the first cru wine. What is Jardín Altamira, and how have you planted this mad vineyard?
Yeah, thank you, Amanda. I mean, we've been working with the heritage of Alan York, the late Alan York. He taught us basically that a wine is not the product of a plant, the vine is really the product of an environment, of a system of many different living beings in the soil, the wild flora, a number of things. So with Jardín Altamira, that it's his legacy that we try really to represent and to bring it to an amazing place, which is Paraje Altamira, you know, where you can see and feel the mountains, the breeze of the mountains, afternoon and morning. So it's a special place. It has an incredible energy. We have done a farming that connects. We try to connect to the place, and the wine should just be that. We are successful if our wine really is connected to the place. That's just it.
Beautiful, excellent. Well, I feel very connected to the place with this. I absolutely love this. So cheers.
Cheers,
Thank
Amanda.
you very much.
Thank
Salud.
you for this opportunity.
Thank you.